I never imagined I'd live through a night that would permanently alter my view of love, marriage, and loyalty. If someone had told me a year ago that my wife, the woman I trusted more than anyone in this world, would come home after a one-night stand wearing a smile, I would have called it absurd. But life is a cruel sense of timing, revealing its harshest truths when you least expect them. And when I saw her that morning, that smug little smile still on her lips, I knew my worst suspicions had been confirmed. What she didn't realize was that I had already prepared my response, and it was waiting for her in plain sight. The previous night had been like so many others recently. She had dressed up more than usual, wearing perfume I hadn't smelled on her in months. When I asked where she was headed, she told me she was meeting co-workers for dinner and drinks. Her tone was too smooth, too rehearsed, like she had practiced that excuse in the mirror before leaving. I forced a smile and pretended to believe her, but deep down my gut screamed the truth. She was lying. I didn't confront her. I'd learned that arguing without proof only turned the tables, making me the jealous, controlling husband in her story. So I sat there quietly, the TV flickering in front of me, while my mind painted pictures I didn't want to see, her laughing with someone else, her hand brushing his, the look in her eyes that once belonged to me alone. Midnight came and went. Then 1 a.m. Then 2. The house was silent except for the ticking clock, each second heavier than the last. Around 4 a.m., I heard her car pull into the driveway. My chest tightened. The front door creaked open, and there she was, radiant, glowing like she just lived her happiest night. Her hair was tousled, her lipstick faded, but her smile was bright and careless. It wasn't guilt. It wasn't shame. It was satisfaction. And in that moment, I knew she had crossed the line completely. She kicked off her shoes, humming softly, and went straight to the bathroom. Then she slipped into bed beside me, without a glance, still smelling of another man's cologne. I stared at the ceiling, the silence screaming louder than any argument could. That was when the truth sank in. She didn't respect me. She didn't fear losing me. She thought my love was unconditional, unbreakable. But she was wrong. For weeks, I had been preparing for this moment, collecting messages, screenshots, small pieces of proof she thought I'd never find. I wasn't just her husband anymore. I had become an investigator in my own home. And when dawn came, I left my answer on the kitchen table. When she woke up, expecting to find me making coffee, like always, she stopped cold. There was a stack of printed messages between her and him, her flirtation, her promises, her betrayal laid bare in ink. Next to the papers sat my wedding ring, gleaming under the morning sun, and beneath it, a simple handwritten note. You can have your freedom. I deserve better. Her face drained of color. Her hands trembled as she picked up the papers. She tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come. She looked around the room, searching for me, but I was already gone. I had left hours before she woke, unwilling to hear the same tired excuses. She made her choice when she walked out that door the night before. And as she stood there alone, staring at what I'd left behind, I was already driving toward a new life, one where my dignity was intact and my heart no longer chained to someone who didn't value it. I had given her love, loyalty, and trust. She had repaid it with lies. But in the end, I walked away with something she could never take, my self-respect. And the bitter irony? She thought she could smile her way back into our home. But when she saw what I'd left on that table, that same smile, the one that mocked everything we once were, vanished forever. That was the day she realized she had played the wrong game with the wrong man. And that was the day I stopped being her husband and became a man who refused to be broken by betrayal. Tell me, if you were in my place, would you have done the same? Or would you have stayed to hear her excuses, hoping she'd change? Because for me, the answer was clear the moment she walked in with that smile. Some betrayals you can forgive. Others, you simply walk away from.